We are back, YouTube. For anyone who's returning, thank you, and for everyone who's new, welcome. I'm Mitch, and this is Retro Rummage. I'm a gamer, channel's buying games, DVDs, Blu-rays, any electronics I can get my hands on at car boot sales, Facebook Marketplace or charity shops for a cheap price, so I can get them traded into CX at a high price, so I can build my gaming collection. So yes, it's Saturday today. My car boot has been rained off, so I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I knew it'd take a while with editing and stuff like that, and obviously with there not being any car boot today, I thought I would do it. But basically, one of the questions that I get asked quite a lot, especially when I'm out and about and if I stall up at the car boots, for example, people always say, you know, what's your best car boot find or charity shop find? People normally type in the comments as well, and I thought I'm going to put together a list of my top 10 and bear in mind this is gaming related. Obviously there are things that I found at the car boot that were worth a lot of money but not really gaming, like things like cameras and like portable DVD players and stuff like that, where obviously they've got high value, but obviously I've just flipped them on, whereas most of these games, well, about half of them gaming, or should I say gaming related items, I've kept, and there were others that I've either just flipped on or traded into CX just because they're either on a different console from what I collect for, or I wasn't too interested in them at the time. The list is not going to go in terms of value, although value does have a part to play in, you know, how I scored these things. It's more to do with basically, you know, how they felt for me getting them at the time. So I've tried to get as much footage together of me picking these stuff up. There are maybe one or two charity shop finds near where I haven't got footage. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll start with footage of the first one, and then what I'll do is show you the footage and obviously go over my thoughts afterwards. So yeah, let's kick the top 10 off now. Here you go, mate. So 2 games and then controllers to 12, yeah?
Yeah.
So yes, first game, Deadpool on the PlayStation 4. Now, admittedly, I did pick this up before the price really shot up. I still think it's about a £60–65 game in CX at the moment. I think at one point it was pushing £100 as it went absolutely crazy, but I think at the time it was maybe like £35 or £40 game, something like that, and I believe I paid £2 for it. So yeah, £2 into, you know, a £45 game, something like that, is very, very good. I think on that occasion I did look to sell that on either Vinted or eBay, just because I think at the time CX, you know, as always, the trades can sometimes be right off, and I think it was trading in for like £18, but they were selling it for like 40 or something like that. I can't really remember. It was a while ago. But yeah, nice solid game to kick off the list. Unfortunately, I didn't keep that. I'm not collecting for the PlayStation 4 at the minute. And to be honest, I've heard it's not a great game. It's purely, you know, the value is because it's no longer on the PlayStation Store, and the only way to own it is physically, I believe. And obviously with the Deadpool hype of the film coming out and whatnot, that's what made the price go crazy. But yeah, haven't kept it on this occasion. Maybe if I find it in the future, maybe I'll keep it. But yeah, that was number 10. So let's get into number 9. Morning, mate.
Yeah.
How much are the games?
The games are £2 each.
£2 each, yeah.
They all work.
Do 3 for a fiver, mate?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So yes, number 9, Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Xbox 360. Now obviously I don't collect for the Xbox, so I haven't kept this game, but watching the footage back, it was funny because at the time, I think there was like a Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and another game that I was looking at. I wasn't too sure if that, because I vaguely remembered at the time one of the Need for Speeds being, you know, worth a bit of money, and it didn't catch my eye to start with, if that makes sense. And then I thought, oh, hang on a minute, is that the one? I think you wanted £2 each, and I think I bought them. What did I do? I bought 3 for a £5, I think. So yeah, it probably cost me like, I don't know, £1.77 or something like that. I can't remember. But again, I think I looked to flip this one on, especially because it's complete with manual. If I ever find, you know, a decent game that's complete with manual, I probably normally tend to look to flip it on, as they sell better than obviously without manual. I think I mean, again, you know, that video is maybe a year or two old. I can't remember now, but yeah, I think at the time it was maybe worth £45. I think it's up to £65 at the minute, which is crazy really, because I don't think this is that of an uncommon game. But yeah, nevertheless, a nice game to find out in the wild. I think that was in one of my first good pickups at the winter car boot, like the hard standing one I go to. So yeah, it was always nice to grab a game like that at a new car boot. But yeah, let's carry on with number 8.
Their size, type.
Morning, how much off on the games?
50p.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
That's alright. Alright, thank you very much.
Alright, cheers.
So yes, number 8. This was actually my first ever really good find. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, that's another thing, the footage that I'm showing you I've had to download from YouTube. Obviously I don't keep all of my footage, and this was with my old GoPro, which I think the what's the word, the quality is not as good as my new GoPro, so obviously you can probably tell the difference in the quality of the footage. But yeah, this was like my first ever decent game find sort of thing. I think I paid 50p. Unfortunately it didn't have the manual, but yeah, Pokémon Colosseum on the GameCube. Off the top of my head, I think it's about £45 or £50 game with manual, and I think at the minute without manual it's about £30, something like that. But yeah, I was really happy to find it, because at that point I'd only really found, you know, loads of trade fodder. I was still learning what's worth what. Obviously, you know, everyone knows Pokemon sort of thing. So at that point, I'd probably missed out on loads of stuff, just where I didn't know what games to look for, if that makes sense, because I was just starting. But yeah, this was like my first game. I was like, oh yeah, 50p. Wow, it's like a £30, £40 game, something like that at the time. That one I think I did flip into CX because it didn't have the manual. I mean, I've sold my GameCube now, but at the time I don't even think I had a GameCube at the time, so it would never have crossed my mind to have kept it. I'm sure it is about £45, £50 now. I'll put it on the screen now, how much it is with and without manual. But yeah, a good a good first ever, should we say, decent game pickup for myself and for the channel as well. So yeah, let's continue with number 7.
Morning, mate. How much is these, please?
Yeah, number 7, Super Mario on the Switch, sealed. Absolutely crazy to find out. I think I paid £2 for it, which is mental. Now, a lot of people told me that I should keep it. It's a discontinued game, and the price is only going to go up. I don't collect or even have a Switch, so it would have literally just been sitting there collecting dust, and I've got enough games that I'm hoping will go up in value collecting dust rather than, you know, just keeping more for the sake of it. So I did sell it. I think I got 80 or 85 pound for it. But I had seen copies go for, you know, 95 pounds upwards at the time. Maybe it's gone up even more now. I'm not too sure. But yeah, crazy to find. Obviously, just in a house clearance. I think I grabbed that and another DVD at the time. So yeah, just goes to show you those games, they are still out there. You know, close to £100 games that you can get for cheap at the car boot. You know, you've just got to be looking at the right place at the right time. I mean, to be fair, that was my winter car boot, and if I remember rightly, that was right towards the end of the car boot as well. You know, just as I was about to leave. So really, really mad to find that. I'm be interested to see in the future because, like I was saying, that game holds so much value because it's discontinued and you can no longer buy it physically, I believe. But obviously with the Switch 2 coming out now, and Nintendo being who they are, would they release a Switch 2 version of it and that lower the price of it? We'll see. Be interested to know your thoughts on it, but yeah, either way, very, very good to find out in the wild, as the gentleman of games likes to say. So yeah, number 6, let's get to it.
Morning. How much are after on these games? £2. £2, yeah.
£2 for the brand new ones and £1 each for the other ones. No, I said £2 for the brand new ones. They got £55.
I mean, I'll take them all anyway. It's just I just don't want to take an empty case. Nice one. Oh, I do.
So yes, as you can see, another nice game to find out in the wild. Again, this was at my winter car boot. I say to a lot of people all the time, you know, I think I prefer the winter car boots to the summer car boots. I haven't really looked at the footage to see what ratio I get the good stuff at the winter car boots compared to the summer car boots, but I do tend to do well. So yeah, this is another one of those, Kaido Racer 2. A very, very good game to find. I believe this is pushing £100 now. Obviously with manual. That game as well was in absolutely brilliant condition, and that footage was filmed about a year or year and a half ago, maybe 2 winters ago, something like that. Now I'm not into, although I do collect for the PlayStation 2, I'm not into racing car games. I do have some that I've kept, and you know, in hindsight, maybe I would have kept this, but I don't know. I just thought I would rather. I mean, I have other racing games that, you know, cost me like £1 or £2 at the car boot, like Need for Speeds and stuff like that. Gran Turismo, for example, where I've kept them. But this one, I thought, you know what? I'd rather it go to someone who's going to have, you know, some passion for racing games, and you know, they're maybe going to display it on their shelf or be proud of it, sort of thing. So I flipped it on at the time. I think I got about £50 for it, as it was in such good condition, and I think in that bundle it cost me like 75p. So in terms of what I paid to what I got back for it, it's probably up there in terms of, yeah, what should we say, purchase to or return on investment, ROI. I think it's probably definitely up. Oh no, saying that, Super Mario on the Switch, I think I paid £2 for that and sold it for close to £100. So yeah, there or thereabouts. But yeah, probably one regret for flipping that on, but not, I don't want to say regret, but maybe I should have kept it. But you know, I'm not too fussed. I've got other games that I've found, and the rest of the stuff that you're about to see are games that gaming related, that I've purchased at the car boot or charity shops, and that I've kept, and they're in my collection. So yeah, let's start the list with number 5. Yeah, number 5 is, I say they're games that I've kept, but this is not actually the game that I found in the charity shop. So yeah, Haunting Ground on the PlayStation 2. As you could see from the, I was only able to get pictures of this. Got it out of my local charity shop. The Power of the Ask. Have you got any games out the back? They have a flat rate of £1 or £2 a game. I think yeah, £2. I think it's £2 a game now. It used to be £1, but it's gone up to £2. So they just said, yep, take it. Unfortunately, as you could see in the pictures, it didn't have the manual. Now this is my copy that does have the manual. But what I like to do, because I like to keep things, if I can find stuff out in the wild for my collection, I'd much prefer to do that. Now, unfortunately, the disc of that copy wasn't in great condition. Well, I say that, I had a few light scratches on it, but this one is absolutely mint. But what I did keep is the sleeve. So the sleeve that was on that one that I found, I've put on this one, and I put the one that I bought on the version that I sold. And I think I sold that to a subscriber for maybe £80 or £90, something like that. But this sleeve, I did find out in the wild, and it is on display on my shelf there. So yeah, really, really chuffed to find that. Unfortunately, it didn't have the manual. If it did, I probably would have just got the disc resurfaced and kept the, kept the copy myself. But I just thought there's no point resurfacing the disc, swapping manuals and stuff like that. So I just kept the sleeve on this occasion. But yeah, I think that is probably, well, it's my best individual game that I found at a charity shop. As you'll see in a minute, I've got another bundle that I found that was probably worth more in terms of value, but this as a complete bundle. But this game on its own was definitely my best charity shop find of all time. And yeah, that's number 5. And then number 4 is also another charity shop find now, which I'll put a picture up of the bundle that I got in the charity shop, with the 2 best games being so yeah, number 4, sorry, Metal Slug Anthology, and then Jak and Daxter The Lost Frontier. Now, as you could see in the photo, there are some other games that are on my shelf, like the Hulk and a few others that I kept, but I can't bother to get them out. But these 2 being the most expensive. Yeah, so we've got Metal Slug Anthology, complete with manual. Now, at the time when I found this, I think it was £60 plus, sorry, 60 plus for this with manual, but I think it's dropped now to like 50 or 55. And I think I paid £2 each. So yeah, that's now a £55 game with manual. And then I've also got Jak and Daxter, The Lost Frontier, which again at the time I think was like a £40 game, but I think it's dropped to maybe £30 or £35 with manual. I've noticed that a lot of the PlayStation 2 games at the moment are dropping. Well, the majority are dropping rather than going up. So, you know, maybe we're seeing the ultimate peak of the PlayStation 2 era. I'm a firm believer in that. You know, it's definitely a wave in that you're meeting the point of, for example, people my age who collect or have played the PlayStation 2 at a young age, hitting that point where they've got disposable income, nostalgia is high, and obviously the price goes up and up and up and up. But as we move on in time and that generation gets older, and obviously we've got all of these games in our collection, I can see the prices on some games, not all of them. They'll probably be like the big franchises like Silent Hills and Resident Evils, where kids nowadays are still playing those games. Maybe they'll want to go back and think, right, I'm going to get every single Resident Evil game, so that will keep the price. But things like, you know, Metal Slug, Jak and Daxter, you know, whether or not the youngsters are going to want to play them as much, or collect for them, should we say. Obviously, I'm not saying that there's not young people collecting for the PlayStation 2, but the demand is obviously decreasing as we go on in time. And even the more expensive games like Q1, obviously Rule of Rose, what's happened with that. But yeah, I've noticed that the prices on those are gradually dropping. Some are going up, but the general trend, shall I say, is that I think anyway, and I believe over the next five years or so, the price will Not significantly, but definitely come down. But yeah, either way, I've been rabbiting on there about the PlayStation 2 rather than my pickups. But yeah, two really nice finds to get out in a charity shop. And like I say, this bundle, in terms of everything together, was probably my best charity shop find ever. But yeah, let's start the footage of number 3.
Morning, mate. How much are the cables and that in the bid? That one. Pound, yeah. Just want to double check. I bought something earlier. Is it the right one? It's not the right one, but I'll still take it anyway. Cheers, mate. Yeah.
How much do you pay for that?
For this one, £8. Yeah, just I don't know if it works. So that's the only thing.
You don't know if it works.
No.
We have some small games. So.
Yeah. Sorry, say that again, mate. Oh, you got some games. Oh.
Like this one too.
How much are you after on this one, mate?
15 for that and 10 for this. It definitely works if you turn it
So
on.
I've put that in my bag, by the way. I'll give you
Yeah,
a pound for that.
That's fine, it's fine. That one is missing the battery.
back. Yeah. Take a tenner for it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, number 3, a very, very good find. We've got a Pokemon Colour. Is this the Pichu version? Paid £15 for that. Works. Oh, I've taken the batteries out of it because I don't want there to be any battery corrosion. But yeah, it works absolutely fine. I mean, to be fair, it is just a display piece now because I do have my IPS Game Boy Advance that I play Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance on. But yeah, I think the unboxed version of this in CEX is about £80 or £90. I'll put it on the screen now because it's been such a long time since I've checked the price on this. And that happens a lot with stuff that I purchase and then I put on my shelf because I never then paid attention to the price of it again. Yeah, I'm well out, so I'll put it on the screen now. Now, the only thing that was wrong with this was it didn't have the back to it. Now, obviously, if you look very close, and probably with the white light, it's maybe a lot easier to tell that's not genuine. But in you know, just normal, what's the word? You know, normal daylight and you know, looking at a normal distance, you can barely tell for me anyway. I mean, you eagle-eyed viewers will probably disagree, but either way, I think that's an absolutely brilliant find for £15. Like I was saying, I think CEX sell this for maybe £80 or £90. Yeah, so very, very good find. And again, this was just where it's right place, right time. I think this was towards the end. I'd found a few other bits in that day, and I was actually looking for a charger for, I think it was for a DSXL. And the guy was like, "Oh, do you like Game Boys?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I've got one in the car," and he pulled this out. It wasn't even on the table or anything, and this was, you know, like towards the end of the car boot. So again, it's not always about being first; it's just being about being in the right place at the right time. But yeah, very, very happy to have that on display on the shelf. It looks brilliant with the rest of my Pokemon games. I've kind of started to get a bit of a, rather than a Pokemon shelf, a Game Boy shelf. There's a couple of other Game Boy games that I found out in the wild and kept. But yeah, love to have that on the shelf, and yeah, this will lead us into number 2. So I'll show you the footage for that.
Morning.
Hello, mate. All right.
Yeah. How much after on the Game Boy?
That'd be 30 quid, that one.
30, yeah. Does it work?
Oh, yeah, for a short period. If you want to leave it in, mate, it's up to you. Yeah. No problem. No problem, buddy. Take care. It's got a game in it as well, mate. That's
Yeah.
the game can be a tenner on its own.
No.
Oh, well.
Yeah, yeah.
Take 20 for it?
Yeah, I'll put it.
Yeah.
So yes, number 2 is my boxed Game Boy original. What's this, GBO1 or something they call it. Now, there is some contention as to whether this box is genuine. The only thing that is put people off is the fact that down here it says video link cable rather than game link cable. I'm hoping that I'm picking that up on the camera. But there has been some examples of this where it's like a European version in English, and I think there's like what's the word? Like I don't know if it's an Asian or something like that version where it's been released in English, if that makes sense, like in Singapore or so, or Hong Kong or something like that, with video link rather than game link. And I'll open it up now quickly, because yeah, like everything just seems okay with the box in the terms of what you normally get is, I really don't know if you can pick it up there, but you get like these little bits on genuine boxes. Obviously the colour is fine on the box. The smell is old, if that makes sense, like it's definitely been around for a while. But obviously, you know, I'm not 100% sure on whether it is genuine. But then another thing is this insert. So now if you look at inserts for original Game Boys, this is the original insert. It's got the DMG in the middle there. Now if you look, well, when I've looked in the past for alternative for, you know, repro boxes, this sleeve has not looked like this. The polystyrene is off as well, and on the repros I mean, and these holes here, they're sealed and it doesn't have DMG and stuff like that in it. Again, I wish you had smell-o-vision, but that smells 20-25 years old at least. And obviously you have the original polystyrene bit that goes on the top there. So yeah, it's in contention as to whether it's genuine or not. Obviously me being biased, I'm swaying towards it being genuine, but yeah, either way I don't care, as it's being kept in my collection. But this is the Game Boy that was in it. Obviously I've taken the batteries out. Now at the time it didn't work. It was heavily battery corrosion in the back, and then so I took it around my friend's house, we got rid of that, and then when we turned it on, you had all lines in the screen. But what he done is he took it apart, and basically what you do on the screen, there's like these heat contacts at the back. You get a solder iron and you heat it up, and it like kind of redistributes the contact. And yeah, basically the screen's working fine, and yeah, everything's in brilliant condition. I mean, it's even got the little tab on the back, on the side there, which tends to go missing on you know, these older Game Boys as well. And there's hardly any yellow into it. It's got the serial on the back, and obviously now that we've taken the battery corrosion out, it's very, very nice in the back. So yeah, what did I pay? I think I paid £20 or £15 for it. Obviously, you know, box versions of these go for lots and lots of money. It didn't have the Tetris with it. I actually had that. I think I found that at a car boot, so I've kept that in the box. And then yeah, also it did come with a little manual there as well, 4-player adapter, which again, if you had smell-o-vision, it smells legitimate. So I think worst case scenario, the insert and everything else is real, and it's just the box that is repro. Best case scenario, it is genuine. But either way, I don't care. For £20 that I paid, it's being kept on the shelf. I mean, I put some footage of the Game Boy shelf over there. I'm really, really happy with it, and yeah, pleased to be picking something like that. You know, that's definitely something you wouldn't see out in the wild every day. So yeah, either way, I'm really, really happy. But yeah, let's kick the footage off with our last one, number one. Yeah, my best find ever so far.
Golf shoe.
Are all the games different prices, mate, or?
All along the front are £2
Yeah.
or 3 for a fiver. Obviously these are a bit dearer. These are all £2.
£2, yeah.
Just check the games are in there.
Yeah, no worries, we'll do, mate.
They do go missing.
I'll take them 3, cheers, mate.
So yes, number 1, Clock Tower 3 on the PlayStation 2. Got this at the mother-in-law's car boot. I've recently uploaded a video of me saying I love this car boot. Always do well there. And yeah, this was at the end, right place, right time. It was on like a trader's stall. Obviously, they didn't know the price of it. And yeah, I think as you can see in the footage, I've still got even the the help sheet that was in there from when I purchased it. But yeah, lovely, complete with manual. Now, at the time, I did have a copy of this, and it wasn't as expensive as it is now. I think this is up to about £70, something like that. But I sold the copy that I have, and I've kept this copy. I think originally I sold my copy for about £45 at the time, and that wasn't even that long ago. It was about a year. So you know, some of these games are still going up. I mean, I know I just went on a big, big rant about how you know, PlayStation 2 I think will start to come down, and yeah, but this one in that time has still gone up quite a lot. But then Silent Hill on the other side on the flip side has come down. I think Silent Hill 2 was up to like nearly £80 at one point, and it's now down to 65. So yeah, swings and roundabouts, I suppose. But either way, absolutely buzzing. Obviously, I love survival horror, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Haunting Ground, Clock Tower, all these kind of games is the reason that I got into video game collecting, going to the car boots and that. You know, I saw the prices of these games and I thought, I don't really want to spend that. How can I make it cheaper? And obviously, you know, I'll do what I do to be able to get these games at a cheap price. And you know, in a perfect world, I'll be able to find these games at the car boot all the time. Unfortunately, not able to do that. But to find a game, you know, like Clock Tower 3 in such good condition as well, I might add. The manual is there in brilliant condition. Yeah, I'm over the moon with that. Like I say, I think I got this in a bundle for 3 for a fiver. And yeah, so what does that make this like? What is it, £1.77 or something like that? My maths is terrible. But yeah, for like what is now a £70 game, that's absolutely crazy to find. Yeah, out in the wild one more time for you, gentlemen of games. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my pickups. Let me know in the comments, you know, what's been your your best ever find at a car boot, charity shop. And yeah, I suppose that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.